We'll do a little live stream on our website for a minute since our I know we'll get a phone call. It takes a little bit longer to send it out for our website. Wish you could like automatically change the feed. Alright, I'm gonna drag this link. Delete it. That's your meeting right now, right? Okay, good. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna do a little Facebook post, guys, and okay. Alright, Todd Forrester, how's it going? We're doing a quick little update here, everybody. As people are probably slowly coming into the live weather center. We got a couple storms that went up in the past about 15 minutes or so we're going to kind of go into them a little bit. We got two storms. We got one little shower that popped up into a little thunderstorm as it's moving through Claremore right now. So I'm going to jump in on that one first. It formed a little further back here. We're kind of watching it as it was moving through the Tulsa area. And it strengthened a little bit as it was just to the north of Catoosa. And it looks like this neighborhood here in Verdigris, which they had some isolated quarter-size hail as it moved to the north, and looks like probably the northwestern sides of Claremore maybe got some isolated quarters. I believe a report of nickel-size hail just came in a second ago. Yeah, and the warnings continues. I wouldn't be surprised if the storm continues to strengthen as it moves across pretty much straight up I-44, heading towards Miami and eventually into southwestern Missouri, where Joplin's probably the next like major population center in its path. There's nothing really inhibiting it. The big thing is it just needs to kind of get in front of the cold front here. So watching this real carefully, but you can see here the northwestern sides of Claremore, really they saw some little bit of hail. I'm going to bring this down to 2 panels, guys. There we go. See the hail starting to move in and move through very quick hail time. You can see these are picking up every just a couple minutes. So that was like a 2 or 3 minute hail time. Yeah, 1/2 to 3/4 inch hail reported via social media. That doesn't surprise me. I'm sure some the isolated quarter size hail across Claremore. The more interesting storm is a little further north up here. It's moving into Olathe, or it's in Olathe currently, possibly out of Olathe. These storms are moving real quick. So, yep, what's this we got here? Yeah, quarter-size hail right here in the middle of Olathe. We're going to bring the radar back for you guys. So this storm, we were watching the storm that was moving to the east, or the west of Kansas City. This is just to the west of the major population areas. Kind of similar to where they got some big hail earlier, but it did not look like there was much going on in terms of big hail as it moved through Bonner Springs. The more interesting storm was down in the south here. It was getting itself together by Clare and Gardner, and definitely I saw this frame here and the correlation coefficient dropping down. I was like, all right, this storm is starting to drop some quarters as it moved through pretty much all of the center of Olathe, and we have a report. Thank you, Andrew Stafford, for reporting quarter-size hail right here on East Prairie Street, and that definitely makes sense based on the radar returns and what we were seeing. And the storm looks like now it's starting to weaken as it just continues to push north. And that's pretty much what the story of what's been going on so far today is. Just we have these storms that go up and they go up real quick. They're moving real quick. Oh, another quarter report. Yeah, so we got a couple quarter reports, and that makes perfect sense based on what we're seeing here. So this is in Olathe, Kansas, for those of you just joining. Olathe and Abide in the neighborhood of Laxman, getting in towards Lenexa, and you just see this storm. It very quickly came up in the course of about 15-20 minutes. It went from basically a shower to severe warn, drop a handful of quarter-size hail, and now it's starting to peter out and move on out. And so far, that's what we've had today in terms of storms. Further to the south, however, we had a little bit better storms. I believe we had quarter-size hail over by Port Arthur, Texas. And, what's that? 60 mile. I thought it was 80. That's less exciting. 60 mile per hour winds in Beaumont. We have a line forming here. Just all this mess across southeastern Texas and now moving into Louisiana. There's been a couple tornadoes with it, but for the most part it's been kind of hindering the development of storms a little bit today. Storms are trying to form, but none of them seem to be getting themselves together to go severe. We're watching the stuff here in far eastern Texas very carefully over by forming just around the Mount Pleasant area and Longview area. These storms over here have a good chance of getting themselves together to become severe, assuming they can actually do it. Otherwise, things are pretty quiet. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go over the Tulsa storm again, or I guess the Claremore storm. It looks like it just seems to be kind of holding on to its structure right now. So I'm curious to see if it moves into a better environment, if it can strengthen a little bit. But right now, it moved through near like Jenks and Broken Arrow, with just pretty much just showers. And maybe some pea-size hail occasionally here and there. But for the most part, it was just shower. And once it got by Catoosa, it strengthened a little bit. Hit this little neighborhood with some quarter-size hail. And maybe some isolated quarters on the northwestern sides of Claremore as it continues to move off rapidly up to the north. It's already north of I-44, heading pretty much on a crash course with Chelsea. What road is this? This is on around Route 66. Moving past Claremore, moving rapidly off to the northeast. It's still warned for quarters. It's probably dropping sub-severe hail right now, but it doesn't look too bad as a storm in total. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's dropping a couple quarters. If it's dropping a couple quarters right now, or if it eventually strengthens as it gets into a better environment in the next hour or so. But right now, I think it's behind the cold front, which is kind of strange. But hey, you know what? Sometimes some crazy things happen in the world of weather. Otherwise, yeah, it's pretty quiet across most of Arkansas. If we slowly move around here, you just see we have, storms try to go up and they just can't seem to root themselves. That's mainly because the dew points, which were intended to get up to more juicy levels today, up into the 60s, and never really made it there. So now storms they have the forcing, but there isn't the oomph to get these storms together. So it looks like my forecast from this morning may bust a little bit. But, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes these minor little things, such as just these showers over by Houston, and then they just kind of kept going. Those little things like that can mess up an entire forecast. So I'm sure there will be some more storms that form a little bit later, but right now things are pretty quiet outside of the storms I went over. I think the storm in Kansas City, I'm checking again, yeah, that's pretty much winding down. I wouldn't be surprised if something else, like this storm over here by Lee Summit that I just saw, I wouldn't be surprised if that kind of quickly pulses up as something and drops some quarters, maybe in Independence or Liberty. But otherwise, things are a lot quieter than we were expecting today, so it might be a good day for the Weather Center here at Hilltrace to get a halfway decent night's sleep tonight. Hopefully I did not just jinx that for everybody.
Yeah, you ruined it. That low level chat's gonna kick in later.
Yeah, so we'll see. We're watching it very carefully. We'll be here till it looks, and somebody will be watching it till the things wind down. So I think I'm gonna stop the stream now. Just wanted to pop in, let you guys know what we're seeing, what's going on. Try to get ahead of phone calls calling in, asking about storms over by Tulsa, because I know you guys are pretty ready for storms to happen. We are too. So, but I just figure I'd give you guys a little update and let you know what's going on. I'll come back on. We'll send out a text alert or anything, and we'll come back on if anything further develops later on this evening. But in the meantime, do your hail dances. Hope we get some more hail, and I'll see you guys later.